and what happened when we were on a party night, her and Chester used to go upstairs and listen on the phone up there.
Oh yeah.
And then they were telling all these.
It didn't
bad
matter. It was all in Polish. We couldn't understand
So
what
my
they
mother-
were
And
saying.
that one lady.
My mother and aunt used to do that.
I picked it up and it said something about the reason she's so gosh darn skinny, and went through the whole. And I forget this. I said my kids are. But I went. They used to like to try to listen and hear all that stuff. No way. That's bad.
That was your entertainment.
How do you think we got educated?
Not
When
for
you
me.
live in the backwoods.
Did you want more chicken or anything, Kurt?
Party line.
What would? Can I get it for you? Or you want to get up and get it? We'll let you out.
Okay, I'll get it.
We'll let you out. Help us out. Take anything you want.
Kurt, would you bring me a roll?
You go get one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go get what you want.
Yes.
Like some-
You know, he said that
Go back on your plate.
the governor
Well done.
stayed with that Sarah Lee, owns Sarah Lee company.
Yeah. What about that?
He's staying there free. Somebody was telling me that.
The governor?
Yeah, he was before he came governor. He was staying. The woman owns Sarah Lee company.
Yeah.
She owns a house. He was staying in her house free.
Well, maybe he was getting votes.
Oh, you know who that is? You know who he's talking about?
Yeah, somebody
It's
was
the
telling me
Sandra
that
Lee.
yesterday.
Who was he talking
It's Sandra Lee on the cooking station.
Oh.
Semi-homemade.
Oh, what about
That's his girlfriend.
Who's
Oh, that's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who's?
Sandra Lee.
Sandra Lee, the governor.
Oh, right.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend.
Oh, and that's the one we saw
Yes,
doing
that's
the community service?
Yes. Well, I don't know. That's Sandra Lee, the semi-homemade.
No wonder I'm like saying she looks so familiar to me, this Sandra
Yes.
going to work at the, she worked at the soup kitchen or the
Yeah, that's her.
food pantry. Sandra Lee from Thank you, Dawn. You put it all together for
Yeah.
me now.
Somebody was
The
telling me, I go,
Governor Cuomo's girlfriend, Sandra Lee, is the one on the cooking
semi-homemade.
show.
She's
Yeah.
got her own cooking
Thank
show.
you.
Sure.
And I kept
Cooking
saying
show.
nobody told me that he was dating her. I kept kidding everybody.
Well, what got
But yeah.
Look, that's his girlfriend.
You know,
Yeah.
on the cooking station. That's Sandra Lee.
And when he was, when he was getting elected, or when he got elected, he had those three girls, his daughters.
His daughters
Yeah.
and the blonde,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
was Sandra
Yeah.
Lee. He keeps saying Sarah Lee. Now I'm going Sarah Lee.
The Disney
Sandra.
blonde.
Yeah. That semi-homemade.
Yes.
Yeah, she took.
And we love her show because she always makes everything like semi-homemade. But my daughter said if you always notice at the end, it's some kind of alcoholic punch or something that you have.
Well,
It's
you
got
know,
something
So
to do
that's
with
the way you can make all the stuff
make you happy at the end.
But do you know what I want to know? How does she manage? I mean, her whole entire house, her clothes match her curtains and her...
Well, yeah, that's a set. Yeah, if it's yellow, everything's yellow. If it's pink, it's all pink.
Everything.
Well,
Yeah.
they must have
It's
money.
that color.
The mix and
Every day it's different.
Well,
How
you
does
could
she
do that if you
this?
got money.
well, it's probably a
But how?
studio maybe.
Who-
It might be like a studio kitchen or something.
If they must have a lot of little rooms, all look alike except for the colors.
Yeah, because
And
it could be her.
Because you couldn't possibly go and change the curtains and the
Yeah.
everything in
Did
one
you ever
day.
watch it?
Give me
You never
tea.
watched it?
Plus,
I've only
cooking
seen her a
shows.
couple times, but I
Semi-homemade.
kept saying that the governor's girlfriend looks like somebody I know. And Wayne goes, "Oh yeah,
That's
she's a
who
blo-"
she is.
I'm telling you, she looks like somebody.
Yeah, it's her.
Thank God, Dawn. Now the mystery's been solved.
Well, before
Sandra Lee.
before you pick
Yeah.
me up, Alice was talking about a girl that lived down the road from us who was a very good friend of hers. She could not remember back in school. She couldn't remember her name. So as she's telling me about it, I'm like, "Oh, you know what?" I said, I know her, and we're going on, and I'm trying to beat the clock before you got there. So I got out the pictures, and I found because I know her daughter-in-law married Matt Shea.
Oh.
And she was, what did we say his last name?
McGurk.
McGurk. Do you remember McGurk?
Michael McGurk.
No, there
we
was a
had
bunch of
Michael.
girls, and there was Amy McGurk, little blonde.
I remember McGurk's.
Well, Amy McGurk's mother, Alice, was good friends with.
Was Josephine Seifenberger.
And as soon as she said the name, and she's saying she has this little round face, and I said, I know who you mean. So I get the pictures out, and I'm flipping through trying to find it before you came. That's why we were going through pictures. And I show her right away. As
I'm
soon
like,
as she
I'm
looked
beeping,
at it.
I'm turning around, I go, where do these people come?
No,
Or how
it-
come they're not coming
Now,
out?
Sharon, she looks at it, she goes, Josephine! It's Josephine! And we were laughing,
And
saying,
what was her last name?
Seifenberger.
She must be
you must have had
Jewish.
some of the children. They lived down the end of our road.
Burgers.
Where do they live?
They lived right on Sanders Corners Road,
Oh.
just down from us.
Yeah.
But we had all of her grandkids.
Look, linen napkins.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
People don't know what those are anymore.
No. I've got about 100, but you know what? I packed them in a box and I put napkins, and I think I put them in the barn. It's so cold I can't go look. So when I get them all, when I get my pink ones all together, I'm going to put them with these dishes because I just got these last year. So
Dolly said to Betty, "What do you think of red china?" And Betty says, "It's okay if it doesn't clash with the dishes."
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I like the red in the winter because it's warm.
Yeah, that's
That's what I
right.
like. But you know what? This is another subject. But my friend just came in and said that this is an idea for the kids. But she didn't do it on both sides. But if you took a can top, why wouldn't you do it on both sides?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
But
That's
she
nice.
said they could make ornaments
yeah, that's
Yeah.
out of
right.
old Christmas cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
they
neat.
And I like two-sided things anyhow.
But you know what? When I was a kid, like the ball top to the, is that
Yeah.
what that is?
Yeah.
The seal. But we put something on the seal, but then the part that you screw on the jar, we put that back on and made an ornament.
Yeah, well, those is like a 3-day
You
ornament.
mean back
like
on
we-
the jar?
No,
No, no,
You know
I know what- yeah, I know what you
the
mean.
seal. We would put
Good.
something on the seal part of the
Yeah.
ball jar,
Uh-huh.
and then the ring
Yeah.
that screws on.
Oh, yeah,
We would
oh.
put like material or something, and then put that center thing back
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
make an ornament.
Yeah.
And then
that's
the
it.
ruffle would
Yeah.
stick out
See,
on
your
the
grandmother
edges.
knows how to do all this stuff.
And then another thing you can take is a tuna fish can and put the back, and then you could make it. It's like a 3-day. You put a little.
Except for tuna fish
Miniatures
cans. How do
in
you get
there.
the smell out of them?
Oh, you just wash them out, put them in the dishwasher. They'd come out.
Do you ever use dishwasher? Do you ever use them? Don't use catfish cans.
You remember the telephones that were a box
Yes,
and they had the bells?
we had one at
Yeah.
home when I
And
was
the
up in
speaker was
Churchtown.
out here,
Yeah,
and the hook was here, and the hook
Yeah.
was this long.
yeah.
You didn't talk long, did you, on the phone? You didn't stay on there a long time, did you?
No, I guess
Because
not.
you had to stand there like,
And another thing, in those days, people were too busy to be on the phone all
Right,
the time.
you're
That's
right.
my problem too. Is like a lot of times is during the day. If you're busy, how are you going to be talking on the phone every minute? You know.
well, when I was a kid, actually, the phone was just emergency.
That's all.
That's what you had the phone for.
Yes.
You
Oh.
didn't. You di- and my
Yeah.
aunt and my mother would talk once a week for like 10, 15 minutes just to keep in touch.
Yeah, it's
But
all.
otherwise, we never got on the phone.
No.
It was just for an emergency.
That's all.
now nobody can live without one.
Well, no, yes they do. Now they're texting. I hate that. That's the worst thing I think ever came about was
Oh.
a texting. At least you don't have one at the table, or I'd tell her.
I wouldn't let her bring it.
Well, we went to
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You were good, weren't you?
yeah, very.
But I would have said
Because
don't
I would
bring
say
it
no.
because
And thank God in school, like I know they still, some of them are sneaky, but that we can't have any of those. Like if kids stay after school, they want to get on all their electronics. They say, if you're staying after school with me, we're not here to do that.
No.
You just put it all away. We're here to do a project. We don't have much time. We have no time for that. It's like
Yeah.
if you can't, unless they have to call for their parents to pick them up, use the phone on the wall. You know, every
the only
second.
reason why actually Jordan got a phone this year was because she wanted to do that production of
that's
Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And the bus was supposed to pick her up, and then the bus never showed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if it wasn't for
Aaron McCarran.
Aaron to stay with her, I mean, there were people in the office, but she's waiting for a bus to come, and then she calls me and I said, Jordan, where are you? And she goes, I'm at school. I said, are you at the high school? You're all done? She goes, I never left Algonquin School. The bus never picked me up.
Oh.
So that's when you think, what if the office wasn't open? You know what I mean? And there wasn't anybody around. So she got a phone this Christmas. But again,
Kurt, I'm
it's an
making your tea,
expensive
but I put the
phone.
wrong burner on.
So
All
she
right,
gave us
take
the
your
old
time.
phone she had that my husband had.
I ain't going
We gave
nowhere.
it back to her just because if you go to rehearsal and you lose the phone, it's not a big deal.
I'll help you do the
But the one you
dishes up.
have now is a big deal. So-
All right, do that.
But no, I don't. You didn't bring anything with you. No, you didn't.
Yeah, Jordan's going to be in the Wizard of Oz,
That
the
leaves
high
me
school
out.
production.
And
She actually leaves the middle school and goes to the high school to be with the high school kids and be in that production.
What part?
In the chorus.
You're in the chorus?
Yeah.
I'm several things.
You're not the wizard, huh?
No, they didn't give those younger kids big parts yet, but she's in the production with the high school kids, and she's
And
very
did I
happy.
tell you, I told her, but Michael Lewandowski got all nervous because she didn't sign up for the cartooning
She
class.
couldn't.
And I said to him, Jordan's in the play. I bet you she can't do it. So I asked Jordan, and she said, because he was like, how come Jordan's not?
Oh,
you
she
know?
wanted to.
Yeah, he was like all watching out for her, and I said, "No, honey, I said, yeah, she can't be in the play and do the.
And you can tell him that she actually got kind of sad because she started thinking, maybe I shouldn't have signed up for the play because now I'm missing out on like being in
Well, you
his
can't
art
do
class. But that's
everything.
what we try to explain to her.
Can't do
that-
everything.
Maybe like next year, if you're asked again, then you have to kind of rethink. Do you want to do that or wait until you're in high school? What do you enjoy more?
Right.
But you were disappointed, weren't you, that you couldn't be in Mr. Lou's? Because she loved it last year.
Yeah. When she was little, she used to make me thank you notes, and I have them somewhere. I just haven't found them because I have that little bit of my mother in me where I keep everything. I have them at a really good spot. It's
Yeah.
bad enough I put a picture of her in a Halloween costume like when she was 3 or 4 up on my.
We were talking about that last night.
Nobody
too.
knows who it is though.
You go way back to. Well, you go way back to when she was born. And they lived right across from Algonquin. You had come over to see her.
Or just a wee little baby. Imagine that.
So now, Glendora, you live in.
On Kinderhook.
Oh, I love
No.
Kinderhook.
Stuyvesant.
Where do you live?
Stuyvesant.
Well,
I live in Stuyvesant.
Is that by Kinderhook, though?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
contiguous.
I
That's
love
great.
that little village
that
of
little church.
Kinderhook.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that where you live? Near that little church she lives?
In Stuyvesant?
Yeah. Where do you live in Stuyvesant?
You mean near the Lutheran church?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only a mile from there.
Oh, yeah.
But if you go up Route 9 about a mile, just when you come to the Kinderhook line, the last street in Stuyvesant is Sunnyside Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I live. And on account of my neighbors, I call it Funnyside Road.
yeah, we all have those kind of neighbors.
Yes, we do. But here we're lucky we don't have any. That's why I try to buy all the land so that
Yeah, she
I
bought it all
can't
How
there.
much land do you own?
How much land do I own? I got rid of a lot because I can't afford taxes, so that's a bad thing. But anyhow, I do own about 70 here.
Do you really?
And down there I think I own 15. But I had beautiful land. I never sell any land if I didn't have all these taxes, but it's
Yeah.
terrible.
What,
Terrible.
They go up
I-
all it. They go.
I had 13 acres of land, which I love, and it was $5,000 a year taxes, and they even charged on that taxes, which was included, was the fire department. There's not even a house on it. There's nothing, only trees. Why you got to pay for a fire department?
Oh yeah, right.
That was awful. The taxes are getting so.
$5,000 on
Yeah.
13 acres.
Yeah,
and no
nothing on it.
improvements.
No one.
Just trees.
Yeah, and then I had
it.
another. I had how many acres? I had 30 acres. I think I had 30 acres, and
That's awful.
that was another 5,000. But I did have a barn on that. But still, that was too much. That's $10,000. I got to make a year. Where am I going to get it?
Well, yes, right.
Yeah, I mean, I got enough now. It's terrible. I got
What happened to was it 3,000 acres?
30 acres.
No, the other one before that.
Oh, 13 acres. 13. I had 13 and a half acres or something.
That was a $5,000 one?
Both of them were. But it was supposed to be because it's in prime location. I had a lot of road frontage. I had a whole road come down here and a whole road went here. So if it's a prime, what does that have to do with it? I don't get it. I'm not putting anything on it.
No.
No.
Prime for what?
I-
It's in the sticks.
What
But I
happened
didn't.
to it, Florence? Who,
Well, the people that I sold it to were always going to develop it, but I didn't care. But it's right next to where my barn is. Kurt knows where that is. Yeah, that corner there. Because I owned all 4 corners. See, I love owning 4 corners. But,
Alright.
I had the 4 corners. I do. I love to own my property. I mean, everybody else gets all thrilled with a lot of other stuff, but I just love the property.
really?
And nobody can tell you to get off. I mean, as long as you pay your taxes. But the thing is, people don't really realize. I understand how everything is going, but it's hard for me to explain. But the government is actually taking over everything. They are making it like even with the fuel oil. Now, for how much fuel oil I got to pay to live in this place, my taxes. There's no way you can make it. I don't understand how they're doing it. And what they're doing, they're going to take us all over, and then they're going to tell us what to do. They want to take care of us. They want to be our kid. I don't want anybody to take care of me. I want to take care of myself. It's like this kid goes
You
to...
heard it. I have witnesses here.
It's just like this kid. He went to his grandmother and said, "Gee, Grandma, I need money." She says, "Go to work." But that was a very good thing.
That's a good idea.
That's simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's very
you
simple.
just hand somebody money, they just throw
Get
it
a
away,
job.
so. Yeah,
Get a job. I guess that's what her answer was.
Get a job. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a job. I get it. Yeah.
The
But
boy,
then it's the same way with the churches. I'm going to go to the next meeting they have. I tell you, because nobody else speaks up. Nobody seems to know where it's at.
Good.
What they're doing is that we're 4 churches now. First, we used to be 1. We can hold our own up, but we can't get a minister that kind of knows what they're doing. The ministers today are all about books, about making money. They don't have the compassion or the logic or the skills that the old time people had.
That's right.
And when we used to have a minister, you felt comforted with him. Now you feel aggravated with him.
That's a good one, that is.
Right? So it is. It's so true, but nobody else say it how it is. Only me. The rest of them all sit there. Oh yeah. This is. We got to try it. We got to do it. We'd be without a minister. I said, good. We'd be better off. Well, anyhow, Sunday we went to church, and Floyd had a cold to begin. Well, look, way back. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. So.
Yeah.
We wanted to get it over, and Kirk wasn't to come. I said, you better not. So anyhow, we always have our congregational meeting in the church. Last year we couldn't because the furnace wasn't working. It was cold. So I helped move everything to the hall. Okay. This Jean we got there, she's always bucking me anyhow. So she tried to say, no, we're going to have it in the hall. What they wanted to do, we go to church 11 o'clock, which I like to go at 9, but they don't listen to me.
Used to be
So-
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
11
now it's
now.
11.
Because
So-
the country people went to the early services.
Yeah.
The city people went to the late.
Yeah, right. I'll be back.
Yep.
This boy went out to California to seek his fortune, and he wrote home to his father, Dad, I got a job. That's a feather in my hat. And then a couple of weeks later, he wrote back, and he says, Dad, I got a raise. That's a feather in my cap.
Yeah.
A little while later, he wrote home and he says, Dad, I got a promotion. That's a feather in my cap. And it came Christmas time and he wanted to come home for the holidays. And he asked his dad to send him the money, and his father says, take those feathers and fly home.
That's a cute one.
Would you put a little?
There you go.
Jeremy's-
Yes.
I thought
How's
he
it
was
going,
going to
yeah?
say, buy a hat to put the feathers. I was like, yeah. I don't know.
Milking it, Sharon?
Yes, please.
Well, you know what I never could quite understand
What's
either,
that
and
stand
I
for?
was raised Catholic.
M.O.?
Is Sunday was your
Yeah.
day of worship.
That
Yeah.
M? Or am I
And you
reading
had
it
different
upside down?
masses because you had to accommodate the number of people
M.O., I
that
don't
came to
know.
church. I understood that.
Grandparents,
All
huh?
of a sudden, then they changed
like
it
a
to
soda.
Saturday night.
No?
Yeah.
So if you couldn't make it Sunday, now before you put everything aside to make it on
Yeah.
Sunday.
That's right.
Now it's like, let's go Saturday night. Let's go.
It's whatever's
like
convenient. You walk in,
Right.
walk out. It's not any reverence to it, or it's not they are to serve the Lord.
Right.
That's when I go to church or in the community, I want to serve the Lord. But I don't know what they're serving. I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
But the Catholics are, I went with the Catholic for a while, though, but I didn't agree with the fact that I don't think you got to have as many children as God wants you to have, because I wouldn't fit them in the house. And another thing is that they believe that you can buy your way to heaven, and I don't believe it. So, of course, I didn't believe
Yeah.
those things. But I love the Catholics, don't get me wrong. I took them right in our church. I was the one initiated to have the Catholics come to our church. And I loved them.
They were
were
gonna-
wonderful.
they were gonna
and they
build
were
a
gonna
church
build a
here,
church down
but
here.
they
I could tell-
shared.
Don't get me
Right.
about these Catholics, because we had these lovely people, and they were wonderful. And I wish I would have wrote down the statistics and put it in my book. You know how many they had, how much money they took in every week? They took in like $2,400 at least in a little church that is ours, and they wanted to build a church. So they worked and worked, and they said if they got 500, they could break ground. They got their 500, and somebody died and gave them $1 million. And guess what? The diocese said they ain't doing it.
What?
No, the way I understand,
They
The
took the
diocese
church. They
took
wouldn't
the-
let it
they
build
wanted
the
the
church.
money at the diocese. They wouldn't let them build the church.
So the diocese took the money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure, because I understand some kickback. I heard that maybe the people that had the will might rescind it somehow. They're going to try to, because they left it to build the church.
Really?
They left it to build
Yeah.
a church. They said
Right.
that, and now the Catholic Church wanted to take it to be wherever.
So then you're not getting the
probably
money.
No,
then.
and I don't believe in that. And I was
Right.
wishing, because if our church closed, I would have went down there. I would have. It's only right here on the end. And those people were so nice. We got along so good. They helped us put the tree up. They helped us for the Easter. We had wonderful camaraderie with them. Better than with the other churches, to tell you the truth. Well, anyhow, we...
Well, they shared the hall, and then you would
Yeah.
be having sewing class, and
Yeah,
then the
and then
people would be working in the the office upstairs, and then the one guy there, the chaplain, they made those hug a heart pillows, and he would take it up to the hospital. So they worked together on stuff.
Good at together.
You know, they cleaned the church together. It was really cool to think the Protestant church first broke away from the Catholic Church, you know,
Yeah,
and then they were together in this little community. The Protestants let them bring in some of their they had Mary or whatever, some of their symbols. So they were like, you go in the church, and it was like all these people came together because it was the Catholic and it was really kind of cool.
It was. So then, I used to, when my son died, I would go with Ed, and we'd go to the Catholic Church on Saturday night. And St. James, he's a nice priest.
St. James in Chatham.
I went there a lot.
Oh, he's very well loved.
Oh, yeah, he's very nice.
So,
Yeah.
what happened?
He is.
He did my brother's funeral.
They went there, and it was saying that
Father Gary.
Yeah.
Castellino died, and he left all his estate, all his antiques to that church for an organ. So I went to Father Gary, and I said, gee, I think that's a great idea. Maybe I could even get my husband to come if he had an organ, because they only got this here, you know. Not a real organ. So he says, Father Gary says, well,
Keyboard, Jordan.
I don't know.
That's a keyboard.
I don't know about that. He said because it's got to go through the diocese. So the diocese must took all the money. That's all I know. I didn't never hear the final thing because that's how it is.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that it's really sad.
This nun
Is that
asked
John
the
back and Dad?
this nun asked the teenage girl, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And she says, "I want to be a prostitute." And the nun fell back in a terrible faint. So they brought her to. And she said, "What did you say you wanted to be when you grow up?" She says, "I want to be a prostitute." She says, "Thanks heavens, I thought you said you wanted to be a Protestant."
Very good, Glendora.
Oh my God.
Well, I know one about the dog. This dog died, and the guy brought it to the priest, and he said to him, "Gee," he said, "I want to have a special mass for my dog," and he said, "No, we don't do that in our church." So he went down the road and he went to the Methodist church, and he said to the guy, he said that he wanted to do it. He said, "Okay, fine, for $1,000, I'll do it." And so he goes back to his own church because he was very dedicated, and he says to the priest, he said, "Gee, you know, the Methodist guy's going to bury my dog." "Oh," he said, "for $1,000, I'll do it too."
Oh dear God.
But it is about, if they, I just think that's what it's about. When you go to church, you want peace and everything. But see what they're actually doing is we got these and they're trying to get one big church. It's never going to happen because I'll tell you why. There's the Ankrum Church. Those Ankrum people are their way. There's Churchtown. We're our way. I admit.
You're going to take those little towns and
You go to
together.
Viewmont,
Oh my God.
Viewmont's their way. Then you go to Mannerton, and they're their way. And this minister is trying to say that, oh, we've got to have more services together. It's so nice. You know what I'm going to tell them? I'm going to that meeting in March. You watch. And I'm going to say, look, you take 4 churches, and we do not have 100 people. So how are you going to build a church? I'll tell them.
Where's he going to build it?
Well, they want to build one in between all these churches, close us all up, take our money, and then build a church. Who's going? Not me. I'm going to, just as long as I got my Bible and my strength, that's all I need. I don't need no church, no building. I need the people. I love the people. We got. I got one lady that's always on my case, but she's going to Florida for a while. I get a break.
Why you want to build a church? You got one right there.
Yeah, but no, they don't.
Right.
That's no good because
That's how America
What's
is.
wrong
though.
with it?
Knock
Tear it
everything
down
and build a parking
I know.
lot.
And that church is so like Kirk. They closed his church.
Yeah, but they didn't tear it down. They closed it down.
Well, I didn't say they're going to tear
They
it down.
saved it.
We don't know. Maybe somebody else will buy it, like one of these offbeat brands. I may even go.
But then eventually, if they close them down and nobody maintains it, then it gets all, and then they
Yes.
end up tearing them down
That's
because
right.
it costs you too much to
we've
maintain.
got hot water
you know?
heat in our church. We've got a beautiful old organ in our church. We've got a lot of wood. Oh, it's gorgeous wood.
Yeah.
And, yeah, is it Kirk? He comes out
Dawn
once in a
knows.
while.
Dawn's
Yeah,
been
you
there.
took. Yeah, you took.
I
her
took
into
her in the church.
Yeah.
And
This,
where's, can I ask this, where's the American flag and the Christian flag? In the back of the church now?
No, right in front of the church.
They're in the front.
I
Okay.
saw them. I saw
Yeah,
them.
and the American flag's always on the left, and
Right.
as you're looking at the altar, and the other, and
Okay.
I bought the Christian flag. I brought. because they wanted to put one half the size. I said, no, it's got to match the other one. That's it.
This Baptist minister would go see his flock
Oh,
every week,
yeah.
and he said, Farmer John, I haven't seen you in church for a long time. And Farmer John says, well, all I got is this farming gear. I don't want to go to church wearing my farming gear. And the Baptist minister says, oh, we can remedy that. And he shows up the next week with this handsome outfit. Well, come Sunday, Farmer John is not in church. And the Baptist minister goes back and he says, Farmer John, I'm astounded that you were not in church Sunday. And Farmer John says, those clothes you gave me were so nice, I thought I could go to the Episcopal church.
You can have another cup.
I love it.
You okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Forrest.
You okay? Can I help do something?
No. Just sit right there. Nobody's
I
going to do
know.
anything. Just sit
Okay.
there and talk. Tell your
Wonderful.
jokes.
Isn't Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you have a Kurt? Kurt, don't you have a joke, Kurt?
He's-
I don't
she's
think I
awfully
have
good
any
to-
I can tell.
No,
She's
not
awfully
today.
good to Kirk. Your mother's awfully good to Kirk.
Yeah. Your mother's wonderful. I'm glad I met her years ago.
Yeah. She takes in a lot of
I
people.
met her when they had the picnic. That's how I met your mother.
Oh, okay.
Years ago
The
when
church
they had-
picnics here?
You used to
Yeah.
go to the church picnic?
The first one, I think it was, that started.
Was that
That's how I met your mother.
Did you used to have it in Philmont? In the
No, they didn't have it then. They didn't start it then, I don't think. This goes way back when they had it.
Yeah, our two churches, the
Yeah,
one in
St.
Hudson
John's
and ours.
Yeah,
You know, that's how I met Wayne Moritz. He wanted to start a youth group.
yeah.
Your church and my church. And I was in 9th grade and he was in 10th grade.
Oh, nice.
So he used that as an excuse to get to know me.
Oh,
Yeah, we'd have a youth group, he said. So, but then we would have the combined church picnics up by the pond. And for years we did that. And then we'd have a softball game around the corner.
yeah.
And we go swimming and all the food. We even had this big, huge trough, big metal thing where to put all the ice in so all the salads, wouldn't get
Yeah.
warm. And then people would cook and we were there. That was so fun. We had tons of people.
We had 175 people one year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my
What year?
mother...
What years were those?
What year was that?
Oh, well, I know it would have been
50s?
70s. No,
70s?
I was born in 55, so I don't know. Do you know what
You were
year?
born in 55.
Yeah, I'm 55.
Yeah.
I graduated from high school in 55. Oh my God.
Sharon said she taught you.
Not
No.
me. No, not
No,
me.
mother.
Her children.
All of her
Yeah.
kids and her grandkids.
Children and grandchildren.
You were a teacher, Alice?
No, I was a teacher aide.
A teacher aide, huh?
Yeah.
What
in a
school was that?
Elementary school in Posenkill.
In Postenkill. huh?
Yeah.
Forever.
Which is, it's part of the Averill Park District.
Yeah.
You just retired how long ago?
Last year.
Last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet you have some stories.
Well, yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. And I kind of wish I was still there, but everything was going downhill so bad it was.
Well, that's right, That's the way
They
it
were
is.
trying so hard to get rid of the AIDS.
Well, there was something in the paper, my friend Carol said.
Oh, look at
Where
It's
that.
Kurt's birthday on the 7th.
Oh,
thank you.
yeah, baby.
Me and everybody's here today.
Why are you doing that for?
We're gonna sing
Well,
to you.
because
It doesn't say 59 candles.
But no, I know because we burned the house down and we need a place.
No, okay. Glendora, look at my cake.
You know what? That means you have a whole year to practice getting 60.
Yeah, that's right. We're getting there.
He's getting
So we're going to say
Yeah.
happy birthday to you.
Okay. So now you can't go back.
Nice.
No, you can't go back. You can't go home again either.
No.
You go home and everything's different. Thank you.
You're welcome. Those little cookies, Mom, what were those? Almonds?
Yeah, apricot.
Well, Glendora, you certainly have lived an interesting life, haven't you?
Yeah,
These
she
are
did.
Puff
Yeah.
pastry, apricot,
But
almonds.
no more interesting than anybody else's.
Well,
You think
Apricot
not?
and
No, I
almonds.
don't.
I didn't. Never met Bob Hope. Never laid eyes on.
My mother used to make us watch when he was over entertaining the troops. We always watched
Oh, we did
that.
too.
We
Really?
always watched that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did too.
She wanted you to see that, huh?
Yeah, we always watched Billy Graham too.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's still alive, right?
yeah,
I think
He's
so,
in good
yeah.
shape, yeah.
yeah. His son-
Somebody just died.
his
Oh, you
his
told
son
me
is
it was Jim
down in
Carrey.
Haiti.
Oh yeah,
That's where he is right now.
his son's in Haiti.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in Haiti taking care of the Haiti people.
Oh, yeah.
Helping out anyway.
Thinking about everything else, I couldn't imagine what-
Yeah, because it's been a year ago that they had that terrible earthquake. I said,
Yeah.
what a country. Well, that's terrible. Ugh. Now that's called homemade ice cream and homemade cake.
You know what, I didn't know. I'm amazed
It's
about it.
very good cake.
That's what that's called.
And no eggs.
Nope.
Now, what did
No
she
eggs
use
in it?
No.
I don't know. She
Well,
has to
he
tell you
said.
the recipe. I don't know.
Wow.
I hope not. I don't feel like breaking out in bumps.
Really?
I'll break out in the hives.
That always been so, Kirk?
Yeah. We don't have the medicine.
Just from eggs? Just eggs alone? We have a little boy up to camp. And he's
Break
about.
out my ears, my face, eyes.
He is too.
hands.
He's allergic. He has to read all the ingredients on everything. If it's got any egg product in it, he can't have it.
His name's not Miller.
He
is
breaks
it?
out.
No, yeah.
what it said.
Yeah. Pat and Butch's grandson, the little one.
Well,
His
we-
mom and dad have that big fifth wheel.
What do you
What is
put
it? I
in your
can't think of what
cake?
his name is.
My cake? Oh, that's, water.
It's delicious.
There's no eggs, there's nothing. I got that recipe. There's
Nothing.
There's
There's nothing in there, Alice.
Just, that's all it is. It's just
No
like
calories then.
flour. Oh, then you have the cocoa. You know, but no eggs. No, a little bit of oil. There's
Flour,
not.
sugar, cocoa,
Yeah.
oil.
Well, what makes it rise?
Baking soda.
Oh, it's bacon.
I put that in the hot water.
Oh, you put
That's
that
the
in hot
secret.
water?
That anytime you bake, if you use baking soda, find some liquid and dissolve it. Because I can't stand when I go out eating and you're chewing that baking soda. That's just a bad. Floyd's aunt told me that one time, and I never knew it. Nobody ever told me. I must have been like 25 when I found out. But boy, I passed it along.
I know in those cooking shows they never tell you that. They always tell you
How
to put the
many-
baking soda with the flour.
How much baking powder?
I think
Soda.
2 teaspoons. I can give you that recipe. I did have it right on the
Alice
time.
I make a mayonnaise cake, the chocolate
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, I do
cake.
too. But see, he can't
That
have
has
that.
eggs in it too.
No, he
Yeah.
can't have anything with eggs. So I always make him. This is the only cake I.
The little boy up to camp. That's the first time I ever heard of that allergy.
Yeah.
And boy, they
Yeah.
have to read everything.
Yeah.
I'm getting some boy next half of the year. I think his name is Glen Miller. Do you know a Glen Miller?
Yeah.
He doesn't. He can't. He's allergic to he can't even have a dairy product near him.
Oh yeah.
He will. Is that his name? Glenn?
No, Greg.
Greg Miller.
Glen Miller.
Well, it was close.
Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he from Posting Hill School?
Yes.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you can't even have any dairy near him. They say he breaks right out.
Well, I don't know. They went through a
Oh, he
big
does?
thing when he first came there. Oh God, the whole school was in an uproar for months.
So
I
then-
don't know because I wasn't involved in anything to do with the cafeterias or him.
You know
Yeah, well, I don't even know how he eats lunch at the cafeteria then if he can't be by a dairy product.
I don't know.
That's
some,
hard.
Some kids that are really
wasn't
allergic, they set them at a separate table
Oh,
and they can have a friend eat with them, but they have to check the friend's lunch out too to
yeah.
make sure they're compatible.
Because I know there's always that peanut butter thing,
Mm-hmm.
but in our school we're not so strict with that, with the peanut butter thing. They still can have peanut butter and jelly, right? And
They
stuff.
make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yeah.
Well, what's the peanut butter thing?
They're allergic to peanuts. Kids are allergic
Yeah.
to peanuts and peanut butter.
Another big
Terrible
allergy.
allergy on
What?
kids. Yeah, really
Really?
bad allergy.
Really?
Peanuts and peanut butter.
Really?
Really? Did you blow out those candles too?
Those are real easy, Kirk.
Yeah, I know it. I'm going to burn.
Now, Sharon, where did you take your undergraduate work?
Was it Derek?
Plattsburgh.
Is that his name?
Oh, that was
Derek,
good
the little
teacher.
one?
Went to Plattsburgh
Plattsburgh,
from
son?
73
The little one
to
who's a little wiry. Is this
77.
Derek?
And then in
think it was
1980, I got my master's in
boy.
Shippensburg, Pennsylvania.
Wait a second, go over that again. Thank you, Florence.
Oh, you're welcome. I didn't forget you. I had to just wait for the hot water.
Go over that again, honey.
Okay, so from I started teaching in South Glens Falls. My first 4 years I taught
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah, but I graduated May of 77 from Plattsburgh, and then we had Memorial Day weekend, and then the very next day I started teaching in South Glens Falls. I filled in for maternity leave. So I taught there, and then the high
That's
school
wonderful.
then the high school job was coming up in South Glens Falls. That was middle school. Then the high school job was coming up, so I got that.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. And what were you teaching?
I was teaching home economics in high school there. I did that for 4 years. So Rachel's father was a minister, and we lived. First, he was the vicar of the First Lutheran Church in Albany, with Pastor Ripperger. We lived in the basement of the church for the first year. Then we got married, and he got a church in Brunswick, Gilead Lutheran Church, and Raymertown Lutheran Church, and we, I would drive from there to South Glens Falls. And then I had my daughter in 1982, and I got diabetes, and I had a lot of problems. She was 12 and a half pounds, I had a lot of issues. So I stopped teaching in South Glens Falls in March, sure. And then by the next fall, there came a job in Averill Park in the fall of '83. So I taught in Averill Park from '83 to now.
Wow.
But most of the last 14
Where'd you
years,
stay at?
where'd I live?
At the first Lutheran church?
Yeah, we lived in the basement of the First Lutheran Church.
Oh yeah, when was that?
When we were first married, from 1978 to 1979. We were married in July of '78, and he was the vicar of that church. That's where he got his experience under Pastor Ripperger.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you met Pastor River, you know, he
I got
passed
another pot
away.
of
You know.
coffee
Yeah.
on.
Your coffee is delicious.
Thank you.
I went to the funeral service.
And you know, it's
Oh,
funny, I
did you?
haven't
Yes,
seen
I
one of those
did.
coffee
Yeah.
makers in a long time. My mother always had
Well,
an
that's the kind
electric
of
one.
coffee I like because I feel the other coffee.
He didn't
all you're
have
doing
that
is
many
throwing
to
away your
come.
coffee. You're drinking the dishwater and throwing away the coffee.
My mother
didn't have
always
that
had
I
one.
know.
of
I,
them for
I got
years.
friends'
Yeah,
houses
then
I go and they always say, "Oh,
Well, it's
your
hot
coffee's
that
good."
day,
I
so
always think my
everybody's
coffee's good.
It is
And they
Wife was
use
there,
those
daughter
grip
was
things,
there.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially
Wasn't
when there's
that
a
many.
filter, I can taste that
That
filter.
from
that
his
paper
church came
filter.
down for that.
And my mother
I
used to
don't
perk
know
it
why.
on the stove.
Oh yeah.
At one time, she had the coffee.
Oh, I got
she
two of
perked
them. If something happens to the power man,
Yeah.
I perk my
Yeah,
coffee.
my mother used to do that too. You have to sit right there and watch it so it wouldn't perk over.
Well,
Turn it down quick.
Yeah, I turn it on low.
Yeah.
And then it perks up, and and that's what I do. I may even make it and put it in the thermos and then make it in a pot. That's what I do when the weather's bad and you don't have any heat. What else you gonna do? And Dad wants to always go down with the ship. I don't believe it. I'll let the ship go and I'll get another one.
Well, one day the water, it was like
Oh.
a flood. The creek is right there, and it was coming up. And the
Oh.
basement is old with the stones or the rocks are all flat laid like that, and it was like a river running through the house, terrible. And he's gonna just stay here. Mom says you can stay. You can go down the bank with the house. I'm getting out.
How bad did it get?
Well, it didn't take the house, so I guess it's all right. But it did my furnace. Now I got a furnace that lays down.
But this house is how old? 300 years?
No, I think it's only about 175.
Well, how old's that house?
Well, we had the party.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
280?
280 that house?
180.
180.
It was 150. I got that handy too.
180, so 181. Because I was gonna
180. How houses? How old is the houses?
Yeah.
180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this house.
But this house was before that, wasn't it?
Before
I don't
thought
know.
of
I think-
even.
Yeah, this house is older than that house. That's
think
why
so.
I thought this was over 200.
I don't really know.
Oh, it's old. But yeah, so
But you know what I love about this house? I don't never want to go. It's the water. It's so good. And it's like all my pots, you never, like I down there at the other farm, when you cook water, the lime jumps right up out of the water. And then all the pots get off all of that stuff and everything. But the coffee pot, no matter what you do, it's like my glasses all stay nice, everything, because the water has no sediments or nothing in it. My water
yeah,
is perfect.
I got.
Oh, what
That's why I like too owning all the property, because I don't have to worry about my water supply.
oh,
So,
sure.
People don't really realize those things, you know. And they buy this water in a. I can't drink it. I could if I had to, but
Well, when people don't
Bottled
realize
water.
when they buy bottled water, it could be from anywhere.
Sharon and I
Or in a bottle.
Sharon and I went one time over in Boston, and we were at a seminar, and Sharon was in there, and I was out talking to everybody like I always do. And the lady went to the water fountain. She's drinking water, and I looked at it, and honest to God, it had this much sand in the bottom of the water in Boston. And I said to the lady, she said, "Boy, this is good water." I said, "Where do you come from?" She said, "Arizona, I think, or something." Oh my God, I couldn't drink that water.
Do you have
Hudson
a
water.
spring? Do you have a spring or a well?
I have a shallow well.
But I never liked Hudson water, and that comes from up in the up way in the boondocks from the top.
Yeah, but it's all chlorinated
Oh man, but no, but when we were growing up, what was that taste on that Hudson water?
because it was chlorinated.
Right,
That's what it
I
was.
might get
anyway,
used to
yeah.
it, but it didn't taste like chlorine to me. It tasted like old pipes.
Well, when I
Oh, gee.
used to take care of Grammy, I'd take gallon jugs with me every day, 2 or 3 gallon jugs. I hear her come with my water. I tell you, every place I go, even at church, I bring my own water up there because there's a little bit of sulfur.
That's what this is, your own?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
yeah, good water. It's tell you. So
You want to hear about the Catholic priest?
sure. You gonna have more tea?
Tea, please.
Sure, okay.
Well, he,
Go ahead.
he went through Easter, and as you know, they work very hard during the Easter season, and he was just exhausted. So he went to Hawaii where nobody would talk to him or bother him. And he wore these very loud shirt and very loud shorts so nobody would know he was a priest. And he's walking down the beach, and here's this beautiful woman in a bikini. And she said, "Good morning, Father." And he's devastated. And he goes back to the store and he says, "I want louder shirt, I want louder shorts." And he goes walking down the beach the next day, and here's this beautiful woman in the bikini, and she says, "Good morning, Father." And he says, "Pardon me, ma'am, would you please tell me how you knew I was a priest?" And she says, "I'm Sister Martha over at the parish."
Well, that's Glendora for you.
I can't even think of one joke, good, bad, or otherwise. I can't keep them in my head, jokes.
No, me either. Or I get to the punchline and I'll start either forget it or start laughing again. You know, and then I'm like, well, I just blew that one. That didn't work.
I think I have more funny things happen in real life than actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Because my mother makes this Christmas stollen. Okay, when we grew up, we always had this Christmas stollen for Christmas morning. So she says, she says, I didn't really want to give anybody Christmas stollen. I thought it got a little done on the bottom. I said, oh, I love it. I don't care. I eat it. It's like a fruit bread, and then it has, you know, icing and stuff on it, and she has cardamom and fruit in it. And we grew up, that's what we always had on Christmas morning. So I said, I don't care. I'll just put it in my coffee and I'll eat it. I don't care if it's dry. I don't like things raw or not done. I don't care if it's too dry. I said, no, Mom, give it to me. I'll take it home. So we had everybody for Christmas and everything. Like my grandkids were there and everything. And my stepdaughter Kelly says to Rachel, my daughter, "Oh my God, who bought the fruitcake?" Because I said this
Fruitcake.
year nobody's buying a fruitcake. My husband always says it for a joke and gets me upset. I do not want a fruitcake and I don't want eggnog because he says everybody eats eggnog. He drinks it himself. And my husband's a big guy. He does not need eggnog. So I said we do not need a fruitcake. We do not need eggnog. It's just a waste of money. So
Coffee, fresh pop.
so Kelly goes.
Thank you. Just a little
So
bit of
Kelly
cream,
says
huh?
to Rachel,
Thank you.
who bought the fruitcake? And Rachel goes, it's not, it's stolen. So then she goes, somebody stole the fruitcake? She goes, no, it's stolen. So Kelly kept saying, she didn't, you know, first she knew
Who
you
would
couldn't
steal it?
buy,
Who stole
who would steal a fruitcake? So Rachel goes, Kelly, the name of it is
Thank you.
stolen.
That's
It wasn't
Sure.
stolen.
Stolen, yeah.
It's a bread Grandma made. It's not a fruitcake.
That's too cute.
Oh, yeah, I could.
But stuff like that happens all the time, you know. My husband's like, you know.
You think so?
And I was right there. It was precious when Kelly goes, somebody stole
it,
the
yeah.
fruitcake? Because, you know, she knew her father was going to be in trouble if he bought the fruitcake. So who bought the fruitcake? It's stolen. Kelly goes, for Christmas, somebody stole the fruitcake.
Mary, do you want coffee?
Yes, I'll have some more things.
It's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my
Well, in the
goodness.
kitchen too, we never, because there was so much noise, you couldn't hear what each other said. So a lot of times, somebody would yell something to her, and I'd give back an answer. It had nothing to do with
She
what
worked
they
in
asked.
the kitchen.
And they would look at me like, what? And I go, I don't know. What did you just say? And they repeat again. I go, no. X that one. And then we have children that had to get free lunches. Well, someone would say, what number is on, like, Mr. Smith's? And you say 3, which meant reduce, and they go, he's free? And you go, no, 3. You know, like, I mean,
And you held up 4 fingers, right?
3, free in 3 and
Oh my god. The stories.
because you can't hear.
Yeah. The stories we can tell from school though, huh, Jordan? Do we have anything happen? She's in my best class. She's lucky. If we have school tomorrow, I have you tomorrow. But if I don't have school tomorrow, we'll have you the next day. She's my best class. I love her class. If I had her class all day, I would never retire. My afternoon class, if I had them all day, I would never work.
What class is Shane?
Oh God,
Shane Williams.
Shane drives me crazy. I don't know how you can stand that boy, and I'm sorry. He drives me crazy.
That's her boyfriend?
No,
Yeah, they have a little
he-
relationship going on.
God help you. You have the patience for him.
Yeah.
Because I do not have the patience for
Shane
him.
used to always want us to buy Jordan in elementary school. And Jordan would come home and say, "Oh, Mom, that Shane, he bugs me. He's just annoying."
Yes,
So
he
I would
is.
say to my daughter, "Well, why don't you email the teacher and just see if she could move Jordan, but don't make a big deal out of it. Like
Right.
on a day that she's going to move all the children or something around. So it doesn't look obvious that
Yes.
Jordan doesn't want to sit with Shane." Well, then we went to Grandparent Day and there was 4 desks together and one was Jordan, so we're sitting there and we have to do something. And Shane is, which I didn't know it was him at the time, was sitting across, and he takes all the paints. And his, huh?
It was glue.
It was glue or whatever. He took everything, and his grandfather wasn't sharing either. And I thought, okay, he is annoying, and I think he gets it from Grandpa because I have to reach way over to get the glue. So this went on for a couple years, and he just annoyed her. And then I think Jordan started understanding him, and because he
That's the
annoyed a
problem.
lot of people,
I
she
need
started
you to come help me
understanding
understand this kid.
Shane. So
He's
now all
got
of a
his
sudden,
own rules he lives
Shane
by.
is so. Her, can I say he's your boyfriend, or do you don't say boyfriend? Is he just a friend? That you-
She's looking at me. I don't
Is
he
care.
a
I don't
boyfriend?
care. Doesn't matter to me.
You're the one that got to live with him.
Here's how he is. Like you said about the paints. Here's how he is. He has the clip-on tie one day, right? And you know I have ADHD, so I see and hear everything, so I get easily distracted. So the whole time, for 84 minutes, this is him. This is him with his tie on, his tie off, his tie. He goes to leave that day. He goes, "You know what, Mrs. Johnson, I have a tie on." I'm like, "Really, Shane? Thanks for telling me."
There's a little something wrong with him, isn't there?
Does he have a little bit of a hyper
He has some.
personality? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Jordan, because the kids in elementary are mean sometimes when you have a little issue, like he's just a little hyper.
He was
So-
in Post and Kill?
Yeah.
Shane Williams?
Shane
Oh, you would remember him. Once you get it in his head, you're going to remember
He's a
Shane.
little hypery.
He's cute.
So,
He's got
now
blue
she's-
eyes.
She understands
He's not a
that.
bad kid, but when you have him in class, like he's constant distraction because, like you said, he steals all the glue or whatever. Or all of a sudden, like we've been doing something for 2 months, and all of a sudden, like the jar thing. Jar? What jar? I was supposed to bring in a jar. I'm like, Shane, 2 months now. We're supposed to bring in this jar.
But you know what I said to Tammy? It's funny because like he says things to Jordan, which makes me think he's very thoughtful. They exchange Christmas presents, and Tammy had found out if he likes books, what kind of book he would from his mom, and his mom asked again what Jordan likes. Well, when Shane emailed you or texted you, remember he said, "I want to open our presents." With each other. He didn't just want to give her the present
Yeah.
and have her open at home. He wanted to open up to see her expression
Yes.
of what he got her.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "No, that's very thoughtful for sixth
a
grade."
man,
He didn't just
especially.
give it to you and say, "Put it in your locker and open it later." He wanted
Yeah.
to see,
Yeah.
because it had something to do with Disney. And he wanted to see the expression on her face. And I thought that's very
The
nice.
thing with
that-
him is he's super bright. He's super bright. He and then I had him for advisory, and we were supposed to be doing some work, and he starts talking about something with the universe and the astrology, and I'm thinking this has nothing to do. But he got onto it. I don't know if it was some game he was playing, and he's telling me all this stuff, and then it's like, okay, Shane, but
You understand all that, don't you, Jordan?
doesn't he do that? He gets going on some topic that he's super bright about. Like, he's a little Asperger, you see. You know, the bright side
Well, what
thing.
does father do for a living?
I don't know. His mother's a nurse. She's an RN. I
Well,
don't know
he's
what
a
his
good
dad
kid.
does it.
He's
Yeah.
a good kid,
Yes,
but
I'd be
she has to have,
crazy.
she would have to have patience. I mean,
Well,
you have
she
to
does
be
have a lot of patience. though.
Yeah, because
She
yeah.
does have a lot of patience.
No, yeah. Oh, I can't. when you have 25 to 30 kids in a class, you can't have Shane every minute with Shane. I could spend all the
I
class.
like the tie thing though. That, just in
Yeah.
case you
That's-
didn't see him.
There's all.
But I think he does that to get attention. He wanted her to say stop.
No, he wanted me probably to say, "Oh, I like your tie." I don't know. I was just
But I
like,
mean, he wanted something about it.
Yeah, either that or he's just hyper. He's just
And I'm like,
moves all
this
the time.
Does he
kid-
go to your house?
No, they haven't got. They can't
No.
really do that for him because they're only 6th grade. So
Yeah, I just
it's
wondered
just
if he
in
does.
school and
did he ever go to a dance? I can't. Did you go to dances? Do you go to dances? He's been to dances. Really?
Does he
he
dance?
dance?
yeah.
Really?
Well, he's got to move.
He's got
If he's got to move, he dances.
Oh
See?
yeah, that's true.
He's got to keep in motion,
Yeah.
so he dances. I asked her one day. I said, "What do you guys do at dances?" She goes, "We dance." I thought, "Really? I don't know."
Yeah, right.
You never know. Sometimes
No.
they just
Well,
run
when
around.
we started talking about bullying and we talked about bullying and cyberbullying. Those kids, was that in your class? They were starting to say what some of the kids did to bully kids during dance. They were starting to tell the counselor about it.
That's a good.
And
Yeah.
it
gotta
was like
speak
a
up.
good time to talk about it
You gotta
because
tell. Yeah.
they know how to get past where all the chaperones are. And if parents chaperone, they're useless because they will not go up to a kid and tell the. They won't do anything.
Because all the parent, all they do is talk to each other.
Yeah. Parents just talk to each other. They're not really.
And so if
Paying
they don't
attention.
see what's going on with the kids,
Not really.
Yeah.
so it's
Unless
like
a bomb unless someone has a bomb, that's all they see.
And they get paid to do that?
no, the parents volunteer.
Oh.
But I know with other activities too, they don't. The parents, like a lot of times, the parents will, do nothing. I mean, one time they were doing those fake tattoos in my room for one of those walk the talk nights or whatever, and they started putting tattoos where they shouldn't have been putting them. And I walked in and I go, "What are you doing?" I
The parents didn't think that
you
that
know,
was
because they were
not
like,
normal?
the boys were putting them on the
Blood
chest, and then the girls were going like this and everything, and it's
thank
like,
you.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
so the parents won't step in. They're afraid. They go, "Oh, I don't want to say anything," and I'm
Then
like,
why are you here? I mean, if it's not right,
"That's right."
then you need to speak up.
And then they'll say, "Oh, I can't go over there because my kid doesn't want me to, know I'm here or whatever."
Don't come. Maybe you should chaperone. I used to think that too. Maybe you should chaperone something where your child isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's the case,
Well,
then
they got
don't
that way.
chaperone.
They
when
got
your
that way with kids at the end of the year when they go on these, whatever their trips are. They try to figure it out so no parents come because the parents would tend to be more work because they weren't doing their job. They were just taking up another space. More work than they were work. Or they'd be taking the kids off doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. More problems were with the parents.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
went to
What,
the,
Jordan?
we went to the Met last year. We were all done with the museum and we had nothing to do and we had like in half an hour. So we went over to the park that was across the street,
Where was that you went?
the Metropolitan.
But mommy went on that one, right?
Yeah.
Mommy went on it.
Always
Yeah.
goes on those.
And Shane's mother, and who else was in your group? What's that other boy's name that lives on Weatherwax Road?
Right.
Ryan. Did his mom go to, or no? He was
No.
in your group.
Ryan
though.
who?
Nolan.
I don't have him this time. I'll get him next time, right? He's on the other team.
What do you teach the boys?
Same thing. They all get the same.
They do?
Yep. They
Do
learn
the
how
girl-
to cook and sew and whatever we do, they all do it.
And what do the
This just happens to her. I don't mean like I'm cruel and ignoring her, but when she just has to work it out.
Yeah, I do.
It's not that I'm ignoring Alice.
We'll be out to dinner too when she gets into the. Somebody will say, "Does she need water?" I go, "She's fine." They probably think, "Well, you're nice," because she'll say, "Won't really help," and I go, "No, she's fine." They're like, "Well, gee, the nice friend you are," and I know she just has to work through it.
So what do you think, Kirk, about being 59?
Gives
Probably
you a
the
whole
same thing
year
I feel
now.
about 62.
It gives you a whole year to
Getting
practice.
older.
It gives you a whole year to practice being towards 60.
I remember Kirk when his hair wasn't gray.
You do?
Yeah, when I first met him, when they closed down St. John's in
Hudson.
Hudson. It's where I first saw him. He was the sexton. And I got a close up of him when he put out the candles and he walked back the aisle, down the aisle, and it was very sad.
Very sad.
Oh, the last day.
Oh, the last.
Oh.
She recorded it. It's on the CD. It's on the desk.
and
Did you get one? You want?
I don't think I could watch that. That would be too sad. For
It
me. I
was
can't-
very sad.
I can't
Yeah, it
watch stuff
was.
like that.
I called it a requiem for a church. A requiem for a church.
So did you
What
have
do you call it?
that?
What do you call it?
A requiem.
What is that?
That's a Catholic mass for the dead.
Oh, okay.
A requiem.
Oh, okay.
Too deep.
You have any animals out there?
Not yet.
Did he give them the corn?
What'd you guys get? Corn?
Yeah.
What else? Corn and more corn?
Corn and crack corn. Is that what you need?
Corn and cracked corn?
Billy crack corn and I don't care.
Today's a holiday. What's that song all about?
I don't know.
Dad.
Yeah, today is Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, Jimmy
all
cracked
mar-
corn and I don't
They're
care.
all
What's that
marching
all
in the
about?
cold.
At my school, they're all, it's not a, somebody's here.
Everybody's here.
It's not a day off, it's a day on.
Let's see anybody.
Yes, it was a van.
What is it? They're going now.
They're probably looking at turkeys.
No, they're not going down.
There's a
They're right
TV
there.
just like mine. She's got the same
It's
kind.
got a,
Oh,
Same one.
it's got
Same
a
one.
tire,
Yep.
it's a silver car with a tire in the back.
Yep. Same one. Yep.
What are they looking at? They're looking at something. Could it be Karen Craig? What's her car color?
No, her red.
They're out.
Red.
They're
It's a red raz.
all right. They're just by our mailbox.
Somebody's talking on a cell phone.
Oh, but that's probably right.
Maybe.
Pull over to talk on a cell phone, so.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me see if that's what they're
Sharon's
doing.
just checking them out to make sure they're not whatever.
Yep.
Checking out our house here.
They're doing. Neighborhood watch here. The neighborhood watch.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
You didn't come meet my
Why-
friends.
Why don't you come and
John,
go into the?
Come meet my friends. I'm telling them about all the work you're doing on the house.
Yeah.
They want to put a face with the. Come on in. They won't bite you. This is John Hofer. He's
Yeah.
a wonderful carpenter. He helps my parents all the time with everything.
Yeah.
He's their right hand man.
See if that's okay.
This is my friend Alice.
That's the receipt, honey?
He's
Yeah,
a
read it.
smart aleck. He has some
If you
good
need anything
jokes.
else.
Alice. There's the oldest one here, Jordan.
The oldest
She's
one here.
really 75, but she looks like she's 11.
This is good.
Dawn, her grandmother.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, Glendora, Kirk, you know them?
Hello.
Did you meet Kirk?
Yeah.
Hello.
Alright. And this is Johnny Be Good. He has horses.
Brick by brick.
This
Brick by
one,
brick.
do you still have goats?
Not anymore, no, but I did.
Yeah.
But I used to have horses too.
She used to have horses.
They got Appaloosas.
Oh,
Got
do you?
stuff.
Boy, that's very impressive.
Okay.
With,
Very impressive.
5 you have?
no, I got 2 horses, 2 Appaloosas.
Oh.
So I got Stallion. He's got 6 Hall of Fame Appaloosas in his pedigree.
Really? Wow.
He's the grandson of Prince Claude.
That's fantastic. Wow.
He's got a nice white blanket, 4-way stockings, blazed, all the chrome.
Yeah.
Got to get a lot of hay for him.
Hey,
I said to Floyd, maybe John had to get hay today. You
What's
got
that
hay?
noise?
How old is he?
It's this thing, I don't get
What
any
is
service
it?
here because it searches.
Oh, for service, yeah. I don't, what kind you got,
How old
Verizon?
is he?
He's turned 7 this year.
Yeah.
I don't get service here
Yes,
either.
thank you.
I think it's a tin roof or what? No, the valley.
The valley.
I
the
have to
hill.
go up the hill to
Yeah,
use my cell phone.
well,
I don't get
Billy
my
used to
house
talk
either.
anything. We didn't ever have any problems. Billy always got his.
Yeah, but he must not. What did he?
So does Donnie. Donnie used to put his phone right in the middle of the table and let everybody hear.
Well, they got Verizon too. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't get it in my house. I get it in the horse barn though.
Oh, he's got a problem up there too.
It doesn't go in your house, but your
No.
horse.
They got to go out.
No, I'm below the hill and I'm only about 2 miles from the tower.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
I gotta
I go to
say-
Syracuse and that's fine. Just don't work in the house.
Oh dear God.
I mean, they might connect you in the house, but you ain't gonna stay long.
That was here, like, because for mom and dad to call my house, it costs, but it doesn't cost me. I call all of the United States for free. So when I'm here, I think, oh, I can use my cell phone. Then I get here for a while and realize that I can't. I have to get in the car and go up the hill to use my cell phone. It's a crazy thing.
Well, even the guys that were up on Catskill View Farm there, when they were redoing that guy would come down and sit by Sal's house to
Yeah.
get cell service because he didn't have it up on Catskill View, and you can see everything up there. You know, I mean, that road.
These
goes
cell
around.
phones too. I don't like the idea you got to plug them in all the time. I don't like that part. I don't like batteries.
So you should never get in a battery operated car.
No way. If they give me one for free, I wouldn't take it.
Because knowing her too, and it would be true.
They're gonna
The
say-
batteries would not work and she'd be stranded somewhere.
My
in this
batteries
car.
never work.
Her batteries have never worked.
They're gonna save you so much money, you know, these rechargeable batteries. Now, when it needs a new battery,
Yeah,
I think they're gonna make up for lost time on
Yeah,
saving money.
yeah, that's right, John.
Yeah,
They-
you know, it's always a.
that's all big. That's only money making thing. That's all.
Well,
Just like they said, the corn went up $1 a
batteries
bag
for
because
this
there's a
phone.
big
Might as well
demand
buy
for
a
it now
whole
because they're
set,
using
because
it to
they're-
for ethanol for the cars.
Taking batteries,
On our-
you gotta
on our
hand
phone.
somebody free.
Yeah, they're
That's
using
what
the
cracks
corn.
me up.
I
They've
mean-
had this same phone for all these years, and how many phones have you owned?
Yeah,
For 55
I've
years?
never owned another phone. That's my phone. That's it. If it
I
don't work,
say it's less than 55 because I'm 55. Well, I'm gonna be 56. So, and they didn't have a phone when I was born.
Nope.
Dad had to go over to Grandma's house,
Yeah.
or they had to come
call it
over
Farm
here.
Express.
Well, that too.
Straight Talk is the best of them all, I think.
Straight
What's that?
Talk.
Yeah.
Who puts that out? That's the name of the company.
I don't know. It's a Walmart thing.
Oh, it is.
straight. Oh, you're
You know
talking
that?
about
You have to go to Walmart and get it.
Yeah, you know what she's talking
The
about.
one you have a Straight
You know.
Talk,
It's a track phone.
Track phone.
No,
and it works.
it's better than
everywhere?
Track phone was not this good.
No.
No, you pay $30 a month, and you get 1,000 minutes and 1,000 texts. And when I hand mine in, I'm handing in about 6 or 7 hours that I didn't use.
Mhm.
Or you can pay $45 a month and get unlimited. And it also has internet.
That's what Jordan says she has.
Here, and the instrument's really good. Really.
Oh, you can get internet through that.
Yeah, you can.
And is it
Calendar and
is it called
calculator.
a droid?
What's it called?
Does it have a droid? I don't know. I won't know by looking at it.
Mine's a different type of phone.
No,
Yours
it's not
is different,
track
yeah?
phone. It's not track phone.
No.
Track phone's way behind that.
Wow. Yeah, my phone looks like this, but it doesn't. I can't get internet on mine. My husband has a BlackBerry. But see, we get discounts through
Hey.
teaching,
Make
through
pies with
school. Make pies with what?
Blackberries.
I ate a raspberry pie the other day out of those raspberries I picked.
You ought to hear what John told Ann the other day. Did you hear it?
What's she called? Dust to find out mom's new number. Ann Kern.
Oh no.
So she calls up and said, "This is Ann Kern. It's Nidertown Road." I said, "What? You moved back?"
Because she moved to Connecticut. Oh, God. And I said, oh, I'm not going to call her or worry about sending her a note. She'll find out quick enough. She's just one of these busybodies. And, oh.
Did you
The only thing I said on
Who
this,
could not
because she
remember
lives in
Ann
Connecticut
Kern?
now, and she calls me and tells me everything that happens around here.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know it.
Yeah.
John's good with jokes, but Glendora was telling us some jokes. Tell him the one about the nun and the prostitute or whatever.
Oh, John,
I'll tell you a different one.
Okay.
Well, listen now.
She keeps coming up with jokes.
Yeah, very.
The man was worried about his third daughter getting married. And why? Well, my first daughter married a man from Singleton, New Hampshire, and they had one child. And my second daughter married a man from Twin Oaks, Missouri, and they had 2 children. And my third daughter married a man from Three Rivers, Michigan, and they had 3 children. Well, why are you worried about your fourth daughter? She's going with a guy from the Thousand Islands.
That's cute. What? That's cute. That's cute. Oh, my God.
Oh, I know.
She knows. She knows.
All right, now she remember it now.
A church had a Bible selling contest. And the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered. And he stuttered badly. And So the parishioners all said, well, what did you say to the people to sell the most Bibles? And he said, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you?
Boy, buy that one quick.
That's the great Glendora.
There you go. That's
Oh
right.
my God.
That's her.
Yeah.
You can just see him forking over the money, can't you? It's like, oh my God, you're kidding me. Oh, geez, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, John, you don't have a good
If
joke?
Glendora
I
would
said,
hear
I don't know if I
that
can
one that I heard, but I don't know.
Somebody.
I can't even remember any of it. It's all about cigarettes and we're all about a pack of cigarettes. And how each one, like, she was going to marry Chesterfield, but then what happened? Did you ever hear that one? It is so funny. And it went on, you know how many cigarettes there are? Oh my God. That lady was telling me that joke in a store. Oh, this is a long time ago. I thought you might have heard. If you knew it, she'd know it right away.
Look, it's this Irish priest or whatever, and married this couple, whatever, and then he runs into the lady says later and says, "Oh, are you blessed with any wee ones yet?" And he says, "No, Father." He says, "Well, I'm going to the Vatican." He says, "And I gotta light a candle for you." So years go on and whatever like that. And so then finally priest meets the husband and he says, "Well, you haven't been blessed yet." He says, "Oh yeah." He says, "We got 2 sets of twins and 3 or 4 other kids." He says, "Father," he says, "could you call the Vatican and put out the candle?"
Good idea.
I gotta tell you a short one.
Oh, goody.
Two fellas walking down the street, and one guy hollers, "Dead bird," the other guy says, "Where?"
Yeah, Floyd always says that. I'm always looking for dead birds, he said, because I'm going like this, you know. Watch your feet, he told me.
Yeah, well, always remember that. Dead bird, where?
We used to get them at the barn when we had no apples. Dad would say, or a lot of the funny things happened when they'd come to the stand. And Dad says, our apples got froze out. We don't have any apples. Oh, we can't pick apples? No, we don't have any. Well, can we pick them up off the ground? Or, we're here to pick apples now. We like the mats. Are they in the same place they were last year? And Dad just wouldn't want to say, no, we just took them all out of ground and transplanted them all over, you know, it's like.
Yeah, but those people are so stupid. It's like they used to tell us with the apple trees, too. As the people would pick, they get, and near the end of the rows there was more apples. So they'd say, "Well, why don't you just move them down?" Like, I mean, the ground rotates.
They were true about it.
Yeah.
Serious, like.
Yeah. They have no concept of anything.
And Dad let one whole orchard, he sold the land and we didn't take care of the orchards, and they'd go down the hill and they'd pick, you know, down there. And they said, "Can we go to the other orchard?" Dad says, "No, it's not my property anymore. We can't go down there." He says, "Well, that's where we always pick. That's where we want to pick."
Yeah.
He says, "Well, that's not our property. We don't go down there
Yeah,
anymore."
yeah.
So finally he said, "Okay, just go right ahead," because the trees, you know, there was nothing any good anymore. It was all rotted. It was somebody else's posted land. The few trees they had down there. And they said, they come back up and they go, "You know, the trees aren't any good anymore down there."
Yeah, right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the things we would get. The things people would say.
I should have wrote a book on all the things they asked me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
Foolish, I didn't keep track of it.
Yep.
Because you can't believe it.
I can remember enough of it.
A normal person would walk in the barn and ask you such questions. Sometimes they kind of stump me for a minute. You know how it is?
Like, are you just joking?
Sometimes you almost think you're on candid camera.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you
They
one
can't
thing.
be for real.
If
There's gotta be
anybody
a
comes in
camera.
and they will say to me, "What are the tartest, sourest apples you got?" I said, "Well, we just picked the Max and they're real tart. What other kind you got?" So I said, "Well, we got Gallows. They're real sweet." "Oh, that's what I'll take."
Okay.
That happens all the time.
That's like my kids as well.
Okay.
That happens
That happens all the time. They get it from their parents.
I don't get it. I mean, if I want a tart apple, I'm not going to take a Gallo. That's for
The other
sure.
thing too, they'll walk in looking for a certain variety of apples. Say they're looking for Cortland. They look all over. "Oh, I love Cortlands. Oh, I wish I had Cortlands." I said, "I got some beauties
Yeah,
right
some
here."
right there.
I'll take these over here.
Yeah.
I want that.
I think they want something you
After
don't
5
have.
minutes-
They think you don't have it.
I'm talking Cortland's.
Yeah.
And I go make sure they got the nice Cortland. No, I don't want them. I want them over there.
I love to let people pick their own apples. They pick worse than me. I always pick nice ones, you know, and they pick.
Of course, if I could think them up, I could tell you all day.
It's a wonder Floyd never got in trouble down there, though, because, you know, one day a guy comes in, he says, I love Germany. This country's terrible. Floyd said, go back there. As quick as that. Anyway, he told him. The guy was so mad, I thought he was going to shoot Floyd. I don't never know. I mean,
like,
he was, yeah, right. Floyd
That's
told
what I
him.
said when because they were saying how they would garage sale all day. Dawn and Alice would go with a little. What was your card for?
Fiesta.
Little
And
fiesta.
they go from early in the morning, and they'd always try to get all the bargains and deals
Yeah.
and everything. And I said, yeah, except for I said my parents don't like it if someone's only a quarter and they want to give them a dime. My dad either says leave it or go ahead, take it then.
Yeah. Or that's awful.
We used to go all day long. And remember the time we went to that one garage sale? We started up the hill, and the lady had all the stuff out, and you're saying, "Oh my God, there's a carriage, and there's a crib, and and she comes out, she goes, girls, I'm just cleaning out the garage.
Yes.
It isn't a garage sale. We were picking stuff
We had that
out.
here one time, too.
As
Yeah.
we were going up, we were saying, that looks nice, that looks nice.
Yeah.
I wonder how much she's cleaning out her garage.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Girls,
It
girls, no,
happens.
no sale.
No sale.
The college kid said to the farmer, we're helping ourselves to your apples, I hope you don't mind. And the farmer says, that's all right, I'm helping myself to your gasoline.
Yeah, we had that too. Oh dear. Yeah.
I had a gas stove over here, and a fellow lived around here. He was a trooper that moved in around here, right? And he heard, somehow, through somebody heard that I had gas stolen. He says, you don't mind if I sit down here and watch?
Yeah.
I can catch who it is. So I said, all right, go ahead. So I says to her, I said, funny damn thing. I seem to have more gas stolen than I usually have. Yeah, because I checked it, you know, I had a 5-gallon, 100-gallon tank, but I could check it, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, wasn't the trooper here last year? Yeah. Well, trooper moved away, never had no more gas stolen.
Yeah. There was a trooper that
He
was
was
stealing
stealing
the
my
gas.
gas. Then he was telling me I'll sit there and catch the guy.
Yeah, and he was the one
And
filling
meantime,
up.
he must have been filling some 5-gallon cans up.
Or
Well, and his friends
Oh,
come
my
there
God.
for free.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh.
Hey, that's when gas was 35 cents a gallon.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Now, oh dear.
What year?
Yeah, right. You.
What year? The
60s?
30s, 20s, 40s?
When I was a kid,
Well, for years it was 89 cents. I mean, my God, it just went up something terrible.
when I was a kid, we put the furnace in a house over there and fuel.
45.
And
I know that.
my father says, what will it be? He says, well, new furnace and everything, 7 cents a gallon.
Yeah, that's what they paid. 7 cents a
Fuel oil.
gallon. Now it's
Then
awful.
went to 8.
Now it's
and
going
that
up to
doesn't
$3.
cover the tax, you know?
25 cents.
Now we can't keep track of the stamps, so we have forever.
Stamps,
Yeah.
stamps are gonna go up
There was plenty of
Yeah.
postcards back
Probably.
then. Oh, right.
this year.
Wow.
Give it time, they'll raise it again.
You remember when all bills were $500? You don't remember that?
When what?
$500 for an automobile.
Brand
That's
new
all it was.
car.
I even got pictures right under
Brand
there.
new Ford.
Yeah.
Really?
My father bought a brand new Ford for $500.
Really?
What year?
God,
Well,
probably-
Grandpa was
32?
born. I was
Probably,
gonna say he was born in 1899, so it probably would have been.
1916, 17,
27 or so. The 30s, they were cheap too.
Probably. And then,
Our
wasn't
Buick.
he saved his money for 2 years to buy a brand new car. He wanted a brand new Ford. He rode a motorcycle. So he had an accident with the motorcycle, so he went and bought a new car. His brother lived here, and his uncle, my uncle, he says, we're going to Albany tomorrow, can we take your car? My father says, oh, go ahead. No, Albany's quite a trip, right? Pretty soon, here comes Uncle Ray with no car. Somebody stole it. I took it to Albany, somebody stole it.
And that's all there was to it. Nothing. He didn't
Never
never
saw
make
his
it good
car
or
again.
nothing. They just stole his car. Brand new car. He was saved and worked. Well, his father worked hard too.
Isn't that sad?
Wouldn't your brother think he'd have to make it good or something?
My mother bought a brand new Overland. She said it was $400, almost $500. She sold eggs and made
Yeah, she
butter.
did chickens and eggs and everything.
Imagine them days.
I said if his mother was here, all them turkeys wouldn't be out there. I'll tell you, they'd have turkey every day.
All those turkeys would be in a pot.
Yeah, you know how those Italians
They
were.
don't know how lucky they got it.
Yeah, they used to send Floyd out to shoot everything he could get.
What's an overland?
Overland car.
It was a car. It was an overland, they call it.
Who put it out? You know
Who
that?
made it?
I don't really
That
know.
was the company.
Overland. That was the name of the car. His mother always said she had an Overland.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, Grandma had an Overland.
Yeah, well, it was Essex too. Did you ever hear one of them?
Yes, I
I heard
have.
of those.
I've heard of
remember
Hexus and Hudson.
Hudson and Essex.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Something that started with a D. It wasn't Duesenberg though either. It was,
Yeah, there was a Duesenberg in the car.
Holy doozy.
yeah, there was a Duesenberg. That was a very fancy car.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a Hollywood movie stars had Duesenberg.
Is that what they had?
Yeah. And they had wooden steering wheels and they had wooden spokes.
Really?
Mm.
Cool.
We used to have a lady come to our church, Berdella Allen. She was a sweetheart. She used to bring all the kids. She was a spinster, and she had yellow spokes in her wheel. And everybody knew when Berdella was coming.
Yeah, what was
I
it?
didn't know you knew her when she was young.
Charlie Swartz told me.
Oh.
I couldn't know
She
her
lived
'cause
to
she-
be 103. I was like, how would
103, and she's been gone 8 years or 10.
I'm like,
Yeah,
how
I
did you do
remember
that,
she
Mom?
drove- I remember
I thought
she
you went through, you
A couple
know,
girls would come with her.
a couple
Yeah.
generations or
Sunday school.
something.
Yeah.
What was the girls? Do you remember?
Yeah, I can't think. The
I
Purple
remember
Girls.
she come with that
She
car.
brought the
with
Purple
spokes
Girls,
on
yeah,
wheels.
used to come.
I thought it was strange that she brought all the kids Sundays.
But she was a spinster, yeah. How did that happen?
So she just went around the neighborhood and collected them.
Oh, Mom did that. We used to stick them in the back window of the 57
I know.
Chevy.
Oh, God, I went
The whole
today.
we push them in there.
Took all the kids. I know I even got
As
stopped
they were
with
ever
cops
getting
when
to
they had
Sunday
too many
school.
kids in my car, but he let me go.
Of course, I
I did.
drove a tractor when I was 5 years old.
See, you
That
can only
far.
have, what, 3 people in the front seat or something? And
Raked hay.
I told that
hay.
one kid, get down and get down.
My
The
father
cops are
used
going to
to
get
let
us.
me, when we
he
used
says,
the
"I'm not-"
tractor to
what the
pull the
cop
hay
said,
up
he says,
into the hay mows.
I'm not
with
sitting
the
in back with
hay
those
fork.
girls. He said, in a
He
few
let me
years, you'll
drive-
want to be back with them girls. That's
He
what the
let me
cop
drive
told
the
him.
tractor back and
He let me
forth
go.
to put the
Probably
hay in the
not
hay
too
mow.
old either.
Huh?
He
You
did.
wasn't too old.
Yeah.
No, I
Now,
was
if
only a
the
little
car
kid.
stuck, you had to push the brake on quick and make sure you didn't bust the thing up there and the
Yeah.
rope. Because it had a rope. Had a rope, had a track in the top of a barn, right?
Yep.
Then you had a rope come down, had about 4 or 5 pulleys to come out where the rope went up here through a pulley and then down there through a pulley, and then you had a thing. My father had rollers on the side so the rope wouldn't burn. And then you pull it with a horse, and then of course when the tractors came on, you pull the tractor. My brother's about 5, 6 years old. My father's in the hay mow, and I'm grappling the hay off the wagon. You got 2 horses out here on the wagon yet, and grapple with this big grapple fork. And then when the thing went up, it had a pulley, and the pulley went up into a car. Well, sometimes they had 2 little catches that would catch, and sometimes they wouldn't release. So if it didn't release, you're like 10, 12 years old. You got on the, as my brother's pulling the thing up, 30 feet in the air. You ride the hay up. And then you release the car, so the hay. Then you ride the thing in, and into the
Oh, you
hay
had your
mow.
own cable car.
Yeah,
That was probably fun.
So yeah, it was fun, but you're up in the
Not if
air,
you fell.
30 feet in the air,
No,
as a
yeah.
kid.
Oh, wow.
that's the time to be there.
John always says this.
That guy.
And I think about the kids today, what they do, and what I did when I was a kid. You know,
Today they'd be, oh no, everything you got to watch out, it's dangerous,
Yeah,
dangerous. You got to
child-
teach them danger.
Big child abuse today.
Yes.
What we did.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about that on the way down, how the kids really don't know how to do it, and it's our fault because we don't
I had
teach
a
them
boy-
how
No,
to
but
do
they
it.
don't want to learn today.
It's like,
in the olden
no, but I'm
times-
saying everything is about protection. You got to get in the car, got to
Yeah.
get that seatbelt on. Everybody's strapped in. It's like, how did we survive
Yeah, without
seatbelts? How did we survive
Right.
without it? Now they want them to wear a helmet
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah, right.
Walk out the house, you got to have that helmet on because you could fall and hit your head. And it's like,
I
come
know.
on,
Yeah,
you know?
good.
I mean,
Yeah,
really.
we could.
Let
It's-
the kids look at their feet when they're walking.
Yeah.
See what they're walking
They can't
over.
be busy. They're too busy doing
No, they're
this.
going like this.
Yeah.
That's why they come to the
Like
barn.
that lady that fell in the pool in the mall.
They come to the
Yeah,
barn.
did
they
you hear that
They don't
story?
even know you're
It
there.
was on television.
The mother's buying
A
apples. the kid's
woman
going
fell
like this.
where in a pool.
She was walking across the mall. You know how,
Yeah.
like Colony Center has that big pool where
Yeah,
they throw
go
pennies
ahead.
and stuff in, and it has a little raised thing around it. Well, she was walking through the mall and she was texting on her laptop-sized computer. She's going along texting, tripped over the thing, fell into the pond.
Her computer and all. Serves her right.
Probably sued Cross Gates for having a pond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a
Probably.
new computer.
Yeah.
Well, I still can't believe this, but the other morning I had WGY on, and it said that this lady was robbing a house, and they saw her. Did you see it?
No, but I
They-
can believe
And they
what you're
saw
gonna say.
this woman go in the house and everything, and they went and searched the whole house, and they couldn't find her, and she was in the dryer.
In the dryer? When you get in the dryer, Glendora?
She must have been a little woman.
That's right.
Yeah, but my dryer, those big, I got a
That's true. She's got that great
Oh,
big
yeah?
I got one of
washer
those
and
big
dryer.
ones. Yeah, they're big.
Yeah. Let's put the cat in. Round and round. I don't know. They were.
Well, since I
They were
had
always
my
doing
new
something.
washer, I went to put my hand in there one day, and I thought, man, that's a big hunk of lint. It was a mouse, a
Oh,
drowned in mouse. Must be when I throw my. Yeah.
So
And I go, wait,
And
go get this snake out of the washing machine. Because I don't want to touch that thing. But yeah, it was like,
Terrible.
yeah.
Any more good stories?
Well, George,
Man, John's got to go do horses.
hey, what are you going to do about tomorrow's storm? Snow.
Tell me about the
What am I
storm.
gonna do?
Yeah.
supposed to be
He's gonna
start
stay
with
home and
snow and then
hibernate,
maybe
right?
a little ice,
No, he's got to come plow me out.
freezing rain.
Oh, he does. He
Yeah.
tells you plow out. Good.
Probably again depends on where you live.
Temperature's coming up. Must be.
You don't have any.
Yeah, and then I
inputs
guess
over
it's going
it,
to
John?
turn to rain at the end, right? Tomorrow.
Freezing rain, though.
No, not
No?
tomorrow. No,
Where's
the
his
rain
horse
doesn't
farm?
come until Wednesday.
Oh.
Where's the
Well,
horse?
It'll be
it's not a
snow
horse
and ice
farm, it's a
tomorrow.
home, and he has 3 horses.
This has been a
Up
normal
on Snydertown Road.
Oh,
He
okay.
used
goes
to have
a
ones
bait road.
like
He goes right
Oh,
off
yeah.
of Snydertown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
By tomorrow afternoon, the sleet and rain, the sleet and rain.
Why don't we go in the front room for a minute? I got to show you something in there. You're probably never going to see that again. And I said, I think that's the most valuable thing I got. Maybe not,
Okay.
but
And then you got to get my bag out because I got to show all the pictures I brought.
It's hanging right in your coat, but I'll get it for you.
Oh, all right.
All right,
Thank
go
you.
ahead
Yes,
in
we
there.
got to see that.
Yeah, you want to blow the candle out?
Sure.
She did it. That's Glen. I was thinking of.
My wife made them. We made them and passed them out Christmas Eve.
Yeah, very nice.
You was there.
Yeah, I know it.
You was there.
My bag is in here somewhere.
Huh?
My bag.
Your bag?
Bag.
That is precious. Where'd
Isn't
you
it?
get that?
I got that. I had that a long time because my son had all Mark Twain's books, but I don't know when he moved over here, if he moved the books or put them back on the barn. I don't know, but I've had this for a long time. I got that. I had that a long time because my son had all Mark Twain's books. edition of my books, Mark Twain.
Oh, read it to me.
It said, this is the authorized uniform edition of my books, Mark Twain.
Really?
That's
Oh
it.
my goodness.
That's
That
it.
is precious. Where did you
Isn't
get
it?
that?
I got that. I had that a long time because my son had all Mark Twain's books, but I don't know when he moved over here, if he moved the books or put them back on a barn. I don't know, but I've had this for a long time. And I'll put this in for you.
I want to get a picture of it.
There you go. You have to turn it just right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to...
Show it to me
I
on the,
know.
on the
What?
camera.
Oh, can you do it?
Yeah, you
I
got.
thought you said you didn't have no batteries.
That's why I'm taking AC. Because I have no battery.
Okay.
So read it to us, please.
This is the authorized uniform edition of my books, Mark Twain.
Oh boy. Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Kathy Price, say thank
here's
you.
the wire.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Come on in.
Okay.
Come on in.
His father surrounded him with all the allurements of worldly pleasure. His father dreaded the Oh, is that how it happened?
This was like 2 months ago. She's telling me.
Oh,
this.
that was it gone back that far?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So then
Oh, well, I
I said,
didn't know where it came from.
then we said, because then Dawn, I said to Dawn this, and Dawn says, "Are you kidding me? Really,
She goes.
Glendora?"
She was a celebrity. She brought all the information to my house. I said, "Well, I'd like to meet her."
She said,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They might be back later,
Yeah.
Glendora. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee.
Yeah.
Now we're out to merrifields, right?
Yes, we are.
Well, that's good. She'd be proud of you.
She really is.
Back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They might be back